All right, this is it. This is the beginning of who knows what. I'm calling it. Hear me out. Don't call it a comeback. Not original. Not proud of myself for that. Pride myself on originality. And that's not an original name. But it could work. It could capture what I'm trying to capture here, which is utter despair. And no, that's not what I'm just saying words. That's what I'm trying to capture here. I'm just saying words. Why am I saying words? I ask myself this all the time. Adam, why are you saying words? Why do you keep saying words? Why do you insist on saying words? You don't have to. It appears that no one really wants you to. Yet you continue to say the words. You continue to continue to utter utterances. And why? I have an affliction of the mind. For some reason, I think that I'm supposed to talk. For some reason, don't ask me why. I don't know. I'm telling you right now, it's an affliction. It's not good. There's something in me that just says, "Oh, Adam, keep talking. You have something to say. Keep talking." Even though, is there anything that really I have worthwhile to say? Probably not. Probably not. I'm probably not as interesting as I think I am. But I don't think I am, but I do, if that makes sense. This is gonna be like a stream of consciousness type of thing. I'm alone in a room. I'm not talking to anyone. There's a camera looking at me. And I have a microphone. And I have a small glass of whiskey. And I have two, studio lights blaring in my face that I bought off Amazon, that I use all my Discover Card points for. Because at various points in my life, I buy things that I think are gonna fill some void that it never does. I originally bought them for Twitter news. For anyone who remembers that, I'm assuming that if any, there cannot be many people listening to this, if any. But it should be a nice chronicle for myself, maybe down the road, of just keeping track of, maybe if I end up with Alzheimer's, if I get old, which I just don't. Is it gonna happen? I don't think so. But if I do get old, it'd be a nice little chronicle to have of me. Just then again, I most likely, if I'm still in my right mind, will most likely just be humiliated with everything I say. But so what are we doing here? Stream of consciousness. I'm letting it rip. I'm letting it ride. I'm just talking. It's better than I might as well record it because I have all these thoughts anyway. So I might as well just record it and put it out there and just maybe I'll learn something from someone. I don't know. I don't care. Hopefully I can be funny, which is hard to do, to just conjure up humor out of thin air. Can I do it? Yeah, I can do it. Of course I can do it. But will I do it? I don't know. Yes, I probably will. So it's been an interesting. I'm turning 28 in. Boom. I'm turning 28 in March, however many months away that is. I'm recording this in December of 2020, so 4 months. I'm now beginning to look back at a decade. I'm beginning to look back at my 20s, although I'm not done, which I'd like to make I'd like to not have the narrative of my 20s be what it has been, which is just, and I can't stress this enough, awful. It has been bad. It's been a rough go of it. And people say that your 20s, they're a tough time. I should probably just put that glass down instead of having it do that the whole time. What are your 20s all about? First of all, what's life all about? Nothing matters, or does it? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I'm not sure. Probably not, but maybe it does. My 20s have been a mess, an absolute mess. And now I'm looking back on my 20s. Gross. Life is gross. This is gross. I've just been all over the place. I started my 20s completely not even understanding that life is real. Like I wasn't even in reality, which probably was better. It was probably better that way. Ignorance was bliss. And then I had to become aware that something has to happen, otherwise nothing will happen, and nothing is just not great overall. So I started to just be like, okay, what am I going to do? I got to fill my time here. I got to do something. But I was didn't really understand what I was embarking on when I was thinking maybe I'll, I started out blogging. My sister was singing. I was like, oh, I'll be a part of that. Sounds like fun. I can help her, blah, 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 blah. That did not pan out for me. It just ended up not being something that worked out. In my regard, she's still doing whatever she's doing. It's just not something that I'm a part of. And then I started blogging. I don't know if I mentioned that yet. And I liked that, and I found out I was a good writer. People were like, oh, you're a good writer. I was like, okay. You grow up and you're like, writing's not cool. It's not a cool thing to do. You're not in high school like writing and wanting to. It's just not something I ever thought about. So I found out I was a good writer. Maybe, I don't know. Probably. I think I am. I know I am. I'm a good writer. It's true. But I never really found I've always wanted to write a book, but what do you write a book about? I don't know what to write a book about. What life experience am I going to write a book about? I have had no worthwhile life experiences. I've played things very safe, all while making it potentially seem like I'm not. Like I'm a little out there, but I'm not. I'm lame. I'm boring. I don't do anything. I'm not interesting. My brain is interesting, but I don't live an interesting life. So, I got to get interesting. I got to do stuff. I got into my mid-20s. Still had no idea what I was doing. Started drinking heavy. Drank a lot of tequila at 24. Turned 24, and I was like, wow, I cannot stop the hands of time. I got to do something about this. And so I just drank. And I smoked. Goodness, 24. I drank a ton of tequila and I smoked copious amounts of weed. And that's what 24 was. And then, you turn 25 and you're just like, ooh, I'm a quarter of a century old, blah, 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 blah. Nothing changes. Nothing changed. I'm 27, turning 28 now. I might as well be 25. It doesn't matter. Nothing's changed. So, here I am, talking into a microphone alone. And what's going on? What's going on in the life of Adam? Well, I've always wanted to just throw it all away. Just throw it all away and start over. If you've paid attention to my life, you've seen me attempt this many times and fail miserably, fall flat on my face miserably, although albeit on my own accord. I never really want to fail. I want to make sure I pull out before I fail. So I've never really genuinely given anything like an actual try. I've never committed to anything in my entire life, which it's got its pluses and minuses. But what's happening now? Well, I'm starting a podcast again. Really? Again. Yeah, again. Am I thrilled about it? Kind of, just because I get to even if there's 5 people that listen to this, and as you get older, you just kind of want to be in the company, whether it be physical or metaphysical, of just like-minded and just people who are, if there's anybody who wants to listen to this, then there's some sort of wavelength that we're sharing. So cool. Then okay, cool. See, this is going to happen a lot because I tangent and I go from one thing to another. So I'm starting a podcast. And then the other thing happening in my life is that I'm leaving Wisconsin and I'm going to listen closely, the Ohio State University to finish up my schooling. I don't know how long it will take. People always ask me, what grade are you? How far away? How many semesters? I don't know. I've been to like 35 different schools with 1,000 credits that don't transfer anywhere. It doesn't matter. I don't know. I'll finish it when I finish it. I'll be in crippling debt. I will file for bankruptcy in my 30s. And here's how you do it, though. You keep a good enough credit score to where, because student loans don't get wiped out by bankruptcy. So you got to keep a good enough credit score to get a big enough loan or take out enough credit cards to pay off your student loans with that, and then you file for bankruptcy. Bing, bang, boom, played the system. I'm off to the next one. Take me another 5, 6, 7, 8 years, build my credit score back up. I'm off to the races. Just play the game until you die. Just play the game until you die. Life is a game. The whole thing's a game. And I want to play the game. Just see what I can do. Who cares what happens? Maybe I end up in jail. So what? You start a new life in jail. Not that bad. What's the difference really between being in my normal life prison and then just, being in... Yeah, okay. I can't go, I don't have my radius shrinks. Maybe the quality of food, but honestly, I don't know. I don't know what they serve in there, but the quality of food that I eat now it's not the best. I don't want to go to jail. I don't think I'll go to jail. Maybe a couple stays here and there. We'll see. Anything's possible. But I'm going to the Ohio State University, and hopefully I will finish with a degree in psychology. And God willing, something else happens in between now and then where I don't have to figure out what to do with that. The A plan would be that, for whatever reason, Dunkin' Donuts just pays for my life. And they should. And they owe that to me. And they know that by now. And I've been very lenient with them in allowing them to not pay for my life and to continue to disregard me as the star that I am, as the bright shining star that could bring dominant Duncan to just an incredible... I could send him into the stratosphere, but they refuse it for whatever reason. But we're gonna be launching just a full on attack of getting Duncan to just give me what quite frankly I deserve, which is just all the recognition. I should be heading up all of their marketing stuff. I should be the face of Dunkin' Donuts. I really should be. There's no two ways about it. When you think Dunkin', you think Adam. That's what it is. So we'll see how that goes. I will be in Columbus, and who knows, maybe I'll bounce around. I will try and get online classes as much as I can. Thank God for COVID. So there's a bunch of online classes now. It just kind of gives you a lot of flexibility. So there's that, and we'll keep tabs on that. Like I go to chemistry class. I'm like, okay, Brad was doing this, and Tanner was, blah, blah, blah. I'll keep you guys up to date because I'm going to be going to classes with kids who were born in, 2002. It's going to be brutal. Brutal. But I'll keep you up to date on it. And then, if you follow me on social media, which I'm assuming if you're listening to this, you do, I will talk some politics, but it will be done in hopefully a comedic, through a comedic lens. And I'll talk some current events. And I'm going to try to I'm going to hopefully keep everything 75-80% through a comedic lens. Everything should be funny because life is a joke. Life's a joke, so why wouldn't it be funny? Because it is funny. I mean, there are things that are serious, but they are also funny because life is a joke. So, I'll be talking some politics. I'm just going to hop right into it. I don't know. Where am I at on time? I don't want to run this too long. Okay, I'm only at 15 minutes. So here's something happening in my life right now. Recently, I was diagnosed with male pattern baldness by a doctor online. I sent in pictures of my head, and a doctor, Dr. Laura Purdy, diagnosed me with male pattern baldness online. And I am now receiving medication at 27 years old for male pattern baldness. This is something that I started realizing when I was like 25, but I thought it wasn't real. 24 or 25, I can't remember. I don't know. Years ago, I started being like, my hair's thin. And then when I'd get out of the shower, I could like see my scalp, and I was just like, oh no, it's And now I'm 27. The hairline's receding. Father Time has a chokehold on me, proving there's nothing you can do to stop it. Kobe died. Life's not fair. Life's sick. It's a sick thing. And I have male pattern baldness. Now, hopefully, my medication, as prescribed by online doctor Laura Purdy, will save me from my MPB. I have much skepticism about this. So there's that. That's gonna be going on. We'll keep up on that. We'll keep up on Ohio State. We'll keep up on Duncan. Those are three things. We've got three veins that this podcast is always running in. We'll keep up on politics. What's going on? What's going on in the world? Doesn't matter. The coronavirus. That's happening. Other things are happening. Who cares? I've just been like consuming a bunch of history stuff and learning. So maybe I'll do episodes where I'll talk about things that I've learned about in history. I've listened to a bunch of Tim Dillon, and now I'm insane. So, I've learned. Here's what I've learned: when you're talking about things, you need to just when you're talking about things, you just need to understand how to use the word nefarious. When you're talking about international affairs or you're talking about government conspiracies or whatever, you need to use the word and know how to use the word nefarious. Usually, we're going to say, are there nefarious characters? You're either a nefarious character or you're a nefarious actor. You're one of the two. So you need to realize that when you're talking about, if you want to sound smart to people, because I'm not smart, but I do know how to sound smart. You say, you pick these words, know how to use them. Are there nefarious characters out there? Sounds smart. Sounds like you know what you're talking about. I don't, but it sounds like I do. That's just one thing I've learned. I've been picking up a few things here and there. Just about how to sound smart. I'd like to sound smart. I don't need to be smart. I just need to sound smart. So that's it. This is just kind of an intro. like a hey hi what's up, and it's helping me just kind of parse out what's this gonna be about, Adam, what's this gonna be about? Are you gonna do this? Are you gonna do this, dog? Are you gonna do this for real? Um, and I am going to do this for real. I'm just gonna keep going. Who cares? Who cares? I'm gonna talk about my life. I'm gonna talk about all these things. I'm just gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm sure there will be guests, but for the most part, it'll probably just be me. Sad, alone, me. And hopefully my Twitter family, a couple people show up. Come hang out. I got ideas. Life it's a barren wasteland. So come join me for a little bit of it. Okay? That's it. Don't call it a comeback.